Looks like we're down to 0 viewers again. So whilst people find where they are again, I'm just going to make a brew. Yeah, crash, mate. Annoyingly, the Streamlabs software I use doesn't give me any indication that it's crashed. There's like the tiniest little exclamation mark in the bottom left corner. You'd think a crash, like the stream disconnecting, would be a pretty significant kind of, you know, might be worthy of like a pop-up or something maybe. No, it's just a little exclamation mark in the corner of the screen. Yeah, that might be because I put it in the washing machine. I forgot to. It's clipped onto my t-shirt with like magnets. It's a very small, discreet microphone, and I've got like 2 of them. And a couple of weeks back, I did a stream. I might be on a call actually, but I had the microphone clipped to my shirt, and then yeah, basically finished the stream, went about my day, got changed at the end of the night, took my shirt off, chucked it in the washing machine, and I forgot the microphone was still clipped onto it. So yeah, the microphone went through the washing machine. So I had to not use it for a couple of days and make sure it had dried out properly by sticking it to a radiator. Oh yeah, there's the rice as well. To be honest, by the time I found it out of the washing machine, it was in the it already found its way into the ironing basket. Is it? Fresh coffee on. There we go. Right, so we're going to call this guy Torchbearer 1. He definitely needs a bigger base. Let me just get a 30mm in. Hey Sam, yeah, I was just saying, it literally crashed, and I was sitting there chatting away thinking like, nobody's commented, nobody said anything for like 10 minutes, what's going on? And I looked and there's a little bell icon in the bottom left hand corner of my stream window with an exclamation mark on it. There's a notification saying, oh, your streamer's disconnected, attempting to reconnect. Okay, that's really useful, but that would be far more useful as an actual pop-up. Like something that comes in my face, not literally like, excuse the wording, something that pops up and like is like, you know, there in your face, bang, you've got a problem, deal with it. But no, apparently it's not worthy of that. Apparently a small, discreet little tooltip is all you get. So 1, 2, 3, so I'm about 35mm on that one. 1, 2, 3, that's pretty much spot on. A little bit bigger, but there we go, we'll do. Let's get him on a... How you doing, man? Have you tried your, how far have you got with the course so far? Have you managed to get some inroads into getting Growlock finished, or? I really want to make some more terrain, you know. I want to do, I've got an itch to be sculpting some terrain for Crystal Collapse again. But not too much other paid commission work to get done first. I'm just going to slice the bottom of his feet off first. Nice stuff, mate, nice stuff. I'm going to ask if I can get you to do... Oh yeah, hush, mum's the word, mate, mum's the word. I could do you doing me a couple of sets of the terrain for Crystal Collapse as well, and the colour prints if you can. So I've got some stuff done, but I need to paint them if I'm going to use them for ChillCon. So I'm thinking if I can take some of your bits that you've made, take them to ChillCon. And I use them for the demo games there. Yeah, we'll do, mate. March, I think. I want to say 22nd of March. It's a weekend. I need to book my hotel for it, actually. Get myself an Airbnb or something booked up. Yeah, I'm gonna go get me get some stock made up ready for it. Got a load of stock left over from the last one, so get a load of new stock printed. Get some Crystal Collapse games running. Get a load of the Final Fantasy models because they were proper popular there last time. You should look at ChillCon for yourself, actually, Sam. You know, it's I mean, it's a good one from being the point of view of being like a family convention as well. But it's all war gamers, so you haven't really got any. You got no competition from like the board games and stuff like that, which you often find with like big shows like UK Games Expo and whatever. They're a nice bunch there as well. Fair play. Yeah, Sheffield Sheffield College, I think it is. Like literally in the middle of Sheffield. It's a much bigger venue than it has been previously. If you go, keep your eyes out for Cupcake Wars, man. It was Jacob's favourite from the last one. The other highlights for me at Chilcon are the mead man, if he's there. The food trucks are epic. And then you got Elston on the hobby workshop. They basically have all the pros down there talking to you about like painting techniques and trying stuff out, and he's giving away a load of models I've made for him. So they've got a limited edition, as in like there's literally only so many. You get this for free as well, I think. You've just got to participate and actually come and try out some painting with them. But you get it for just turning up and having a go, basically. And it's like a little, imagine like an Imperial Guardsman that's a potato. Adam will just be about waking up about now. Let's send him some pictures to wake up to. Right then, so nice. I mean, you'll probably see some of my stuff at the footstore stand anyway, especially if they've got any terrain. If there's any terrain there that they bring along that's not MDF, if they've got any of the printed stuff for Baron's War, that's all me as well. I should probably look and do Salute at some point, but I really don't like London. I kind of object to the jacked prices for just going there in the first place. You know what I mean? Like the cost of well, everything down that way. Torchbearer 1 is done. Let's get Torchbearer 2 on. So we'll go back to this first version. We're going to change these glasses out for a second pair. Although actually, do you know what? Because I don't think the patterns are going to show up on them. Not significantly enough to warrant actually physically changing them out. So park them. We'll change up a bit of his outfit. How are we going to do that? What we're going to do is going to do merge visible again. Turn our dynamic topology off. Right, this one, we're going to braid his beard up, I think, or we'll change his beard a bit. Oh, do you know, I knew it was going to do that then. I just had a feeling, like a gut instinct it was going to crash. Thank God I saved it a second ago. Yeah, I think I might do. I've never really bothered trying to get a stall there because I know it's one of those things where there's very limited space, and it's like people who have previously been get preference for the tables for the next shows and stuff, so you've got to kind of wait till one of them just disappears or drops off. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to get on a waiting list, would it? I think especially once we've got Crystal Collapse out there. Oh, you do? I don't think they needed to do that. I thought they were just like big enough that they could command what they want, really. Well, I'll have a look into it for next year then, mate, I think. And what month is it? April. Okay, so what I'd need to do then, next year I'd have to overstock for Chilcon. Do you know what, off stream, mate, I'll have to pick your brains about the logistics of the whole thing in terms of like costs for hotels and transport and stuff, because normally when I do Chilcon I just take my car down and I've got all of my stock goes onto like a rack, and then I have like display stands on the tables, a few pull-up banners and stuff like that. Managed to feel like a, you know, a decent area, but without taking up too much space, if that makes sense. Most of the stuff is like display models, but I'm trying to get more of them painted so they look a bit smarter. But split hidden. Yeah, sweet dude. One of these files has got the weapons in it, and I can't remember which one it is. This one? Yeah. Put that one on this guy now. I'm going to change this guy's horns so they're a little bit different to the other version. Right, the hair then on this guy. I want to make his hair a little bit more thicker. So that beard now is making me think Waterboy from Plebs. Sorry, Waterman. Move it out. I can redetail and retexture afterwards. These sideburns I'm going to do is like big kind of braided, dangly sideburns with a bit of movement in them. Well, and this we're going to change, that'll be different too. I'll delete that. some differentiation from this model to the previous one. Hey Rosie. Got called off to do a bit of work or something, but then I saw the little exclamation mark. And they don't exactly make it obvious for you. You know. Yeah, not bad, man, not bad. So we had snow day on Friday last week, so the kids were off. So like I'd planned to do a stream on Friday, but I had to can it because of the kids being around. Also, the fact that my office was like -2 degrees, -3 degrees, or something like that. I don't fancy sitting in that to stream. Let's mirror it and weld that. Well, you've been busying yourself with hobby-wise, Rosie? You Minecrafting with bunkers still, or are you painting away, or? Yes, mate. So I'll be streaming MS Paint stuff on Wednesday, at least. But yeah, most days next week I should be hopefully streaming something or other. I can get my commission stuff done better when I'm streaming, and I can showcase the commission work for the customers as well. So yeah, trying to get as much of that done as possible at the moment. Are you in work next week, or are you off, mate? What do I want to do with this? Do I just reprofile it and reshape it, or do I take the fur off and just change it to a wrap, maybe to a sash? Nice. What arm are you painting, dude? Yeah, I'll be around next week, mate. Do you know what? If I ain't streaming, DM me. Not goblins, eh? Do you know, if I was to paint another army, I'd do goblins. I like the aesthetic of like the current kind of GW, like squig hoppers and all that kind of stuff. You going for like an armies on parade type thing, mate, or you just trying to get them done for just casual gaming? I don't know if it's like cute was the word I'd use to describe them, but they're good fun for definite, man. I nearly bought some, if I'm honest, as well, not too long ago. And then I was like, do you know what? I'd be so much happier if I could just get them as STL files and print them. The problem I always have is like, I don't have hobby time. So when I do get hobby time, I don't want to spend it like just building kits. Do you know what I mean? I want to just paint stuff. Like I got a bit of painting time in actually over the Christmas period. Did a little bit more on some of my Crystal Collapse models that I need to get done for the rule book. Not as much as I needed to or wanted to, but a little bit. Yeah, I feel you there, mate. Oh, nice, you got some STLs again. I've not even looked in. And again, this shows how bad it is. This is how little time I get for like my own kind of like, you know, enjoyment of the hobby, if you like. Everything I do is focused around like my own stuff. And I feel guilty painting stuff that's not mine. Oh, speaking of models for you as well, mate, you'll never guess what's sat right here next to me on the desk that's yours. Do you recognise this little dude, mate? Come on, you stupid camera. Autofocus. The focus on this thing is dire, man. That's a little bit better. I've got these guys, and I've got your lizard, a big dog. Got a little fennec fox. Mike Moan's cat as a Tressim. Now there's more of them somewhere. Mike Mo's cat as a little rogue. Focus, you bloody thing. There we go. And I've got a wizard lizard somewhere as well, but I don't know where he's gone to. He's vanished. Oh, and I finally got round to rescaling the bringer of biscuits. You remember the Warlock's special little quasit? He's got a little tray of biscuits. Don't know why I only ever did him as a 54mm or 75mm. There we go. Yeah, they're all sat on my desk waiting to be packaged up and go out to. I've got a load of orders I've got to get out over the next day or so. So I'll pack them up for you and get them sent your way, mate. You can have one of me grow lock orcs as well from the sculpting tutorial. Right then. Let's leave that for now. That's fine. Rosie, did I give you a set of the what are they called? The actual City Watch when you at Chalcon last year? I'm sure I had them printed up for you. I just didn't have the dogs, was it? No worries, mate. God knows you waited long enough for them. I think I might go for like a little tomahawk for this guy. I'm sure I've got one made. Right, yeah, nice. I need to do some more of them that are more like generic people, if that makes sense. Some more just guard-like. I think you need to do just a set of just standard human guards now. Yeah, that's it. Look, I'll do a couple of them like dead as objectives, so you'll have like you know, something to explore and whatnot, and then we'll do a couple that are just generic, like say cannon fodder type troops for your scenarios. How's that, mate? Oh, the neotomas, the Skaven. Well, do you know what we're doing? So as part of the Patreon, me and Max have been chatting about it, and we've basically come up with this idea that, like, we've got this this game that's been kind of like bubbling over in the background for ages. We're just going to put out there as not as a kind of a big release or a big launch or anything like that, but just sit it on the website. So you can play the, you can use all the models from our Lion Tower range in it. Basically just be a nice, like, Mordheim-esque skirmishy type tabletop game. And we were talking about the different factions and stuff, and what we were saying was, look, we're going to go through and do like a thing called Reforged. And I'm going to basically go and take things like the City Watch, the Mercenary Company, and make more, you know, they're all like characters that were for the D&D campaigns. So we're going to make versions of them that are more troop-like, that can be used for, like, you know, general kind of like tabletop wargaming kind of things. So we'll have like units of them. So we've got like the Mercenary Company crossbowmen, the swordsmen. We'll give some of the swordsmen will have shield. We'll get shields and stuff as well. We'll add some halberdiers or some spearmen into the units as well, but they'll in small quantities. Like, so we'll do them as units, but like we want like 1 or 2 of them for our game, for this game. And we're going to take the Neotoma and we're going to go Baron's War with them. So the concept we've kind of come up with is you've got this rat king, like a big fat rat king, like the one from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We've got like this big fat rat king who's like taken over the underworld, and he's got his own kingdom under there, and he's appointed all his rat barons. So we've got like these, like the rat barons kind of like running things, and each of the rat barons has got their own. Imagine like Game of Thrones, but if all of the humans were rats. So it'd be like that, and then instead of riding on horses, they're going to be riding on like giant fleas. Yeah, like the EU, mate, exactly like the EU. We're going to have a little slimy one called Starmer. Trying to get in from the outside. So all the rats are going to be like the barons kind of thing. What, Rat King? You hear Starmer, and he's Deputy Khan. Yeah, I think I might have to be fair. But no, so the gist of it, like, so we'll have these, like, they'll have the court knights, so the rats are going to Skaven. I want to kind of step away from just proxying into everybody else's stuff. So we wanted to give something that's more our own style. So our Neotoma, they're going to be more like a kind of a, what do you call it? Like a rattish, a bit like Redwall, you know, like Marielle of Redwall and all that kind of stuff. Tales of Redwall, bit Burrows and Badgers kind of thing. They'll still be tatty and like rat-like because they're living in sewers and underworlds and whatever. But it's like, you know, you got the in Lord of the Rings, you got the hobbits with the king under the mountain. These will be the kings under the sewer, the king under the sewers or whatever it is. And we'll have the the rat and his barons. So like when you build a Neotoma like faction, you'll have your rat baron. Or slingers or crossbowers or whatever, and then you'll have your you know, your rat knights. Your knights are on like giant fleas that are bouncing around, a bit like squigs. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to kind of tackling that. We've had a few discussions about the thing. I'm not entirely sure how the game is going to play at the moment. I've had a couple of games with Max, and he keeps coming up with like new ideas and stuff, and he keeps wanting to kind of like steer it back to Crystal Collapse, and I'm trying to get him to hold it back and keep it away. I don't want the two games to overlap. So at the moment we've got this cool hero system where you basically have a hero, and each hero has their own like grid on the table, and every unit has an action of their own, and then different levels of heroes get additional actions that they can kind of use, and they can either use it on themselves or they can order the units to kind of do it, to do extra stuff. And when you do an action, you've got this grid on your hero grid, and you have like special actions on there as icons. And what you do is when you do it, D6s. When you use one of these actions, you place a dice on the table, and when you fill the table, something like, I can't remember what happens. You get a bonus or something like that. But you get something happens when you completely fill the table, a bit like bingo kind of thing. Or when you get a line, you get some bonus or whatever. But when you use the special actions on there, you get to use like your units like special attacks or special defensive things or magic spells or whatever else. And you have to use the slots off the hero card. The game is super slick. It's really kind of like, you know, like a tabletop game for the modern era, basically. Let's see what Okeller's saying here. Right, so the rat protects child. Do you know what? It's a bit close to the bone, isn't it? It sounds awesome, mate. I'd love to do it, but I think I'd upset a lot of lefties on that one if I did that. No, not at all. No, I can't stand the man, I can't. Every time I hear him speak, like, it makes me shudder. The sooner he's gone, the better. Jack the Rat Ripper. Do you know what? I'm gonna have to give. We've got the mercenary company going on, haven't we? So what I might have to do a little Jack Russell Terrier as a mercenary dog. Like a Jack Russell in a kind of mechanised suit. We've got the Jacob playing Fortnite at the moment. They've the latest season of Fortnite. They've gone South Park. So your characters this time round are like Cartman, Kyle, Stan, and Kenny, and Butters in these big cardboard kind of like mecha suit things. Go around fighting and whatnot. And it's just mad. The problem I've got is Jacob doesn't know what South Park is, and I can't really tell him what South Park is or show him what South Park is. So he kind of, what he sees on there is very, very, very highly sense. Oh, guys, let me just. Got the sister-in-law. I think she might be wanting to walk the dog. Let me just pop you on hold a second. Yeah, Mabel's going out for a walk with Auntie Kerry. Do you know what? I reckon if you were to take, if we wanted to do a big political story, it looks like, you know, like Game of Thrones, got all this political subterfuge and stuff. I reckon you could do a real good, like, adaptation of the current kind of EU politics. And absolutely savage him, but I think we'd all end up in prison. That'd be my reservation. Right, let's get his arm back on. Guys, about 5-10 minutes from the RB, so I can go and hand the dog off. So let's take a break in a minute, okay? Let's sort this guy out because he looks. I'm not happy with his head or his beard or anything at the moment, so I'm going to sort the beard out after he's been posed because I want to do like a big braid in it. Or maybe a pair of braids coming down the side. But I'm kind of not happy with his hair. Oh, it'd sell. It'd sell, but so you upset a lot of people in the process, don't you? The thing is, you get a game like that, it's going to be polarising, isn't it? You know what I mean? You're going to get. I mean, you only got to look at modern politics and the way people go absolutely crazy over it. Like here's the one that over the weekend we've had the was it the weekend or back end of last week we had the ice incident, and everybody's jumping down their throats, kind of going, oh, you know, they've murdered a civilian and all this kind of stuff, and then all the footage comes out, and even with all of the evidence and everything there, people are still arguing the toss and they're still fighting different corners and stuff, and it's almost like in a lot of cases evidence doesn't matter and people still make up their minds and just, you know, well, they don't make, I don't even know if they do make up their minds. I'll get the feeling a lot of people watch shorts and get told what to think from the shorts. I think more people need to start, like, you know, digesting entire news stories and consuming facts instead of opinions. Maybe it's almost like you know what's happening. gone. Let's get some stranding coming up here. I'm also going to just restyle this guy's face just a touch. Yeah, nice, mate. I'm gonna be BRBing you guys in a second as well, because I'll say Kerry's gonna be coming to walk the dog in a minute. Oh. You know what? Give me a sec, guys. I'll just pop you on a BRB. Okay then, peoples. Back in the driving seat. So our dog's handed over, and I took an opportunity to grab a sandwich while I was while I was in the house. Okay, so we've got 5 people on stream, no, 6 people on stream. Can everybody hear me okay? Everybody see me okay? Awesome sauce. Cheers, Sam, for the heads up. I'll leave them there for now. Oh, excuse me. When I rotate his head and I'm posing him, I'll come back in and I'll detail his beard and I'll detail them. Lay them where they need to go. Right, let's get his, I've got him all merged in now. Let's see if we can find a tomahawk or something of that nature in my collection. Hand axe. Barbarian hatchet. Let's try hand axe. Let's see what that looks like. Perfect. Perfect. It's exactly what I want. Right, we're going to take this guy now, we're going to merge the axe into his hand. And I'm going to rotate his upper body so that the torch is facing more forwards. Oops. Oh, that's the wrong way. Take the hand with the axe. That's why I merged all the hands together earlier in the previous version. I have to keep doing this anytime I not isolate them. Group them back together. I can listen to this music all day, you know. autosave go through, just to be safe. I'll do a proper save. Okay, right. Pretty happy with that one so far. I think I want to rotate the hand. Actually, you know, the quicker way of doing this, isolate the arm. I can just mask off the whole thing, can't I? Group masked. Much easier. Oops. Right guys, I think the dog's back. Let me just mute again. That's one dog returned. Good girl, Mabel. What are you doing? Right, there we go. Big. Let's pop a scarf around his neck. Oh dear, somebody smells like she's rolled in fox poo. Looks like I'm buffing a dog tonight. What is it with the fox poo that dogs just find so mesmerising and compelling? Let's drop this onto the base. Mabel, what the hell are you doing? Mabel. You dirty. The hell are you doing, dog? Absolutely stink. Guys, normally I'll be getting at least another 20 or so before I go and pick the but the dog is sitting on my feet. She's rolled in fox poo. She stinks. So I'm gonna have to knock it on the head a little bit earlier than expected. Go and bath this little grot before it's time to go pick the kids up from school. So apologies for cutting it short a little bit. That's 2 of these guys wrapped up today anyway. Just got to put the flames in his brazier and then he's done. So I'll do that later when I get back. I'll be back on stream tomorrow, doing more of these guys. And then on Wednesday, I'll be back onto Dave from MS Paint's Heroes for his new game, Petrichor. So, sorry, I'm retching here. It's rank. So yeah, tomorrow morning, 10:30, I'll be on doing all this, and then same again Wednesday. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for joining me, and I hope your dogs smell better than mine. Cheers, Sam. I'll catch you later, guys. You take it easy, all. Adios, peeps.